Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to lesson 5. We are continuing with the comprehension. We would like to learn to read, speak, and write German. The world has become a little village. You can find yourself anywhere in the world. My contribution to helping people um, have it easy wherever they find themselves is to teach the language that I can speak in addition to English and the other languages. I speak French, I speak German, I speak English, I speak Twi, I speak Ga, speak 5 languages. I want you to have at least a second or a third language. That's the German. Okay, now look onto the board and try to read what is on the board. Once you started with me from lesson 1, you are expected to be able to try to read number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, at least. I'm going straight to the board to help you read. Read after me as I read them. How I mention them, try to mention them that way. This will go a long way to help you grasp it quickly and understand and be able to carry yourself around when you find yourself in Germany, Austria, Holland, France, Poland, and even in the Scandinavians, and England, and in Ghana, of course, and Nigeria, I suppose. Let's go. Once again, welcome. We want to go straight on to the home of Mr. Clark. By learning some of the things happening in the home of Mr. Clark, we learn to speak the German at the same time. This was how I taught all my students around the world in the year 2007, 2008, 2009, when I came back to Ghana. Now let's go without wasting time. This is German Made Easy, lesson 5, Sir Logic. That's the name given to me. With time, I'll be bringing out programs that got me the name Sir Logic for logical reasoning. Okay, das Haus von Herrn Clark. Das Haus von Herrn Clark. The home of Mr. Clark. The home of Mr. Clark. Das Haus von Herrn Clark. That's how Germans speak it. The home of Mr. Clark is a one-family house with a garden. Das Haus von Herrn Clark ist ein Einfamilienhaus mit Garten. There are 3 words in one. One family house. Einfamilienhaus is one word. They don't separate it. Einfamilienhaus. But before they mentioned Einfamilienhaus, we still saw ein. This ein represents a one family house. A one family house. Ein Einfamilienhaus mit Garten, with a garden. The house is not large. Das Haus ist nicht groß. Das Haus ist nicht groß. Bear that in mind. It is, however, beautiful and comfortable. Es ist aber schön und bequem. Es ist aber schön und bequem. Es ist aber schön und bequem. That's beautiful. Es hat 7 Zimmer. It has 7 rooms. Es hat 7 Zimmer. Es hat 7 Zimmer. It has 7 rooms. Das Wohnzimmer, let's go to the English first so that you understand here easily. It has 7 rooms. The living room, the dining room, the kitchen, 3 bedrooms, and a study for Mr. Clark. It has 7 rooms. The living room, the dining room, the kitchen, 3 bedrooms, and a study for Mr. Clark. Es hat 7 Zimmer. As for the 7, we know from the 1, 2, 3 we learned at lesson 1. It has 7 rooms. It has 7 Zimmer. Zimmer. Don't say Zimmer. Z. So say Z. T-S. Zimmer. Zimmer. The S is rather pronounced Z. 7 instead of 7. It's not C but Z. And then the Z is pronounced TS. Zimmer. Es hat 7 Zimmer. Es hat 7 Zimmer. Bear that in mind. Das Wohnzimmer, das Esszimmer. Es is to eat. Essen. Essen. Eat. Ich möchte essen. I want food. I want to eat. Das Wohnzimmer, das Esszimmer, die Küche, die Küche. Don't say Küche. The U with the umlaut is Ü, and the CH is here. So the Küche, 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 kitchen, 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 Küche. 3 Schlafzimmer. Schlaf is to sleep. Ich gehe schlafen. I'm gonna sleep. I'm going to bed. Es hat 7 Zimmer. Das Wohnzimmer, das Esszimmer, die Küche, 3 Schlafzimmer und ein Arbeitszimmer für Herrn Clark. In addition, außerdem, außerdem, also, in addition, also, außerdem. So bear that in mind, außerdem. Außerdem, you know, this is not B, this is double X, bear that in mind. Außerdem, außerdem hat das Haus 2 Badezimmer. Also, the house has 2 bathrooms. Badezimmer. Außerdem hat das Haus 2 Badezimmer. Also has the house 2 bedrooms. That's how they speak. Also, the house has 2 bedrooms. That is how it's spoken in English, but in German, also has the house 2 bathrooms. Also has the house 2 bathrooms. That is the old version of speaking English, and it's still maintained in Germany. Außerdem hat das Haus 2 Badezimmer. Also, the house has 2 bathrooms. Das Wohnzimmer ist groß. Now let's go to the English first. The living room, Wohn is to live. A Wohnung is a flat or an apartment. The living room is large, bright, and beautifully furnished. Beautifully furnished, bright, large. The living room is large, bright, and beautifully furnished. Das Wohnzimmer ist groß, hell und schön möbliert. Das Wohnzimmer ist groß, hell und schön möbliert. Groß is large. Groß is tall. Groß means large or tall or big. Hell means light, hell, hellish light, brightness. Schön means beautiful. Möbliert means furnished. Is das Haus möbliert? Is the house furnished? You are going to buy a house or rent a place. Is the place already möbliert? It's already furnished. Is the place already furnished? Is the house schön möbliert? Okay. Das Wohnzimmer ist groß, hell und schön möbliert. The hall, the living room, which we call the hall is big, bright, and beautifully furnished. Es hat zwei Fenster. This one, I don't want to mention it in English. I want you to know it on your own. Es, it means it. Hat means has. Zwei means two. And Fenster means what? Window. So what? It has two windows. Es hat zwei Fenster. Now there are new words that keep coming. Durch, to go through something. Gehe durch, entight, go through. Through the windows, one sees a garden. Through the window, when you stand in the window, you can see a garden out there. Durch die Fenster sieht man einen Garten. Durch die Fenster sieht man einen Garten.